So by now, I'm sure you have seen at least a post or two about the purple drama quartz, which is purple fluorite over quartz. I just got my hands on a piece the other day, and thank you, Alana at Claro Crystals. I stuck it under my microscope. So let me show you a few pictures. What I was really focusing in on are some of these bits that seem stringy. And then also just what the fluorite looks like, because it's not very sparkly or shimmery or anything like that. So let me show you what my microscope showed me. And I'm not sure if there's a different setting I can do on my microscope. I haven't used it to take pictures very often, but this is what the stringy parts look like. Here's another section where you can kind of see how it just sort of feathers out there. And then here's another little part, which you can actually start to see the crystal formation on some of these, which this one was one that I was looking at to see just like what the really coated part looks like. And here's one more. So you can kind of see some of the shape. We've got some rhombohedral looking crystals there. Now, looking at it in person, I definitely don't question the color. After looking at it under the microscope, I also don't question the legitimacy of it actually being, fluorite and how it was forming. It is just very interesting. Okay, it actually kind of looks a little sparkly here. It is actually really kind of interesting, though, some of these little bits where it just kind of is all on its own, but those are all little tiny fluorite crystals. And this particular piece, too, is kind of cool when you can see how thin that layer is. And then on this side, where we have more of the texture, this is definitely going to have some other stuff going on under the fluorite over the quartz. So whether there is some of the garnet in here or just some of the calcite, there's definitely a different texture there, as opposed to over here where it is just seems to be like the fluorite, well, with thin layer of calcite in there, coating the quartz. And I was having a really hard time getting a good picture of this part here because there is some like inclusion in there, and those seem to be little crystals as well. Let's see if we can get it to show up here. But not sure what those are, but that is some other little crystals in the quartz, so that's kind of cool. So personally speaking, between the information that's been released from the lab report and some of the other reporting done on this stuff, and then now actually getting a chance to look at it myself, I have no concerns about this material. I'm not going to be carrying it. Not really my kind of crystal, but thought I would share my findings.